This is Cinema.
And this is Johannes.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at our top 20 most played games of all time. Recently I imported all my old BGG plays into BG Stats. So now basically I have every single play not I ever played in my life, but I started logging BGG plays very early on.
Yes.
So we have about 6,000, I think it's 6,600, 6,700 plays logged in BG Stats now. And this is based on that. So some of them I have played without you, but you have been on most of these plays.
Yes.
In most of these games. So we thought this would be fun for different reasons. Reason number one.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
That is reason number one. Reason number two, I think it's fun.
Yes.
Reason number three, you think it's fun.
Hopefully.
But basically it's like a fun way of seeing, because we play so many games. So we're going to see like which games have we actually played a lot. And there's going to be a lot of smaller games, but also some bigger games. And we're thinking we might also do a video where we talk about our top 10 most played Euro games, bigger games.
That'll be fun.
Gonna come as well. But for now, we're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna begin.
Yes.
With number 20, the game that made me understand that abstract games could be fun. Because for some reason, and it's weird, because I never cared about theme, but then I've been like, abstract games, I want to play abstract games, probably because I don't like chess. So this was Devan from the GIF series. This is the first one in that. We have a bunch of them, not all of them, but a bunch of them. And Devan is still one of my favorites, probably because it was the first one. A very straightforward game where you are placing tiles on the board, and then you're going to move them around. They're going to jump on each other, and the higher the tower, they're going to jump longer. And there are these red Devan pieces, and if you manage to move away so that the opponent's pieces are no longer connected to the Devan pieces, they're just going to be discarded. And you're trying to be the player who has the most pieces that you control at the end of the game. And we have played this game 28 times. That is where we start our list with 28 plays. Do we have a number 19?
Yes,
we do. I'm not going to ask that for each one, so just go to number 19.
Number 19 is a game that we played a bunch, but it's been a while since we played it a bunch, and that is Carcassonne. When I got into this hobby, you dragged me into this.
Yes.
Carcassonne was...
Kicking and screaming.
Yeah, sometimes. Depending on what game we were playing.
Yes.
If we were playing Carcassonne, I was very happy.
Yes.
I
if
liked
you're playing
that one.
anything else, you were not happy.
No, because I lost a lot.
Yes.
Carcassonne is still a game that I appreciate, but since then I have moved on to other games, but like in the category of tile laying, this is like an all-time classic. You draw a tile, you place it, you can like connect it to castles or roads or the fields and place your meeple to be able to have one of these scorings. And it's all about the timing of how to distribute your meeples and when to go for the kinds of scorings you want. And there's a bunch of expansions for it as well.
All the expansions are available for this game. How many times did you play it?
Oh, 28 for that too.
28. Next up is a game that many of you probably have never heard about, but it's called Fast Forward Fear, and we played that 29 times. A few years back, Freedom and Freeze wanted to make a Fast Forward game series. It only ended up being those 3 games that came out that year, which were basically games that don't have any rulebook. You just open them and you play them, and the game will teach you and change when you play. So it's basically like a campaign-style game, but you're playing very quick rounds and playing through the game. We have basically played through this one 2 times, I think. Very fun one, very simple. We don't own it anymore, but I remember enjoying it. Of course, the problem with those games is that there were nowhere to check if you had a rule question, because there were no rule book.
Yes.
So you were like, I don't understand what this means. Then you will not understand it, because there is no way to check it out.
Yeah, that's also the reason for it being so high on this list.
Yes.
Is because that, like in the beginning, when you're learning the game, the rounds are very quick.
Yes.
It's just 3 minutes and you're not playing Fast Forward Fear one time.
No.
You're playing it multiple times.
Oh, no, I meant, when I said 2 times, I meant like the whole thing.
Oh,
you
yeah,
play the whole campaign thing.
Yes, I
2
understood
times.
that.
But yeah, you're not playing it. You meant like at once. You're not like sitting down to play one time of Fast Forward.
No.
That means okay.
That is probably like 4 evenings.
Something like
all
that.
of those plays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next up,
Number 17 is a game called Semilo, and we played that 29 times also, and it's a deduction style party game where one player is giving clues to the other player. So it reminds me a little bit of Codenames, actually. And you are having all of these different characters to choose from, and the player giving hints are trying to give you hints for what they are similar to or different from, and you're trying to narrow it down to the one character that the hint giver is trying to hint you about.
So basically what makes this interesting is that I know what character out on the table that is correct. And I have some characters in my hand, and the only thing I can do, and this character might not have anything to do with that character, and the only thing I can do is to say that this has something similar or something not similar.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna have some rounds that are almost impossible because you get some horrible hint cards. And the fun thing to do is because there's so many sets,
Yes.
that you can mix two sets. So you can have one set as the clues and one set as the game. Number 16 is No Thanks. And I know what you're going to say to this one.
No thanks.
We played that 29 times, the same amount of times. And I still think this is very much a very, very easy game, a very fun game. I remember when I understood that we had all played the game wrong. I think still that Tom stopped playing it, Basil from Dice Tower, after he understood that you're going to take out some cards because you don't have perfect information. Makes it a bit more risky, but I still think that it does the thing it does in a very fun way and very simple to teach. Still one I really enjoy, even though you never enjoyed it.
Yes, and I'm not the person who have played it 29 times,
No.
and I'm grateful for it. Number 15 is Ricochet Robots. We played that 30 times.
Oh, we're upwards to 30 now.
Yes, Ricochet Robots is a puzzle game.
Yes.
But you all have like a board with small robots on them and different symbols that are trying to get to, and they have different options for movement because they have to move in a straight line until they hit a wall. So everybody is trying to at the same time think of a route that is as fast as possible to get to where that robot is going. And this is a game that we played a bunch because it's so simple,
Yes.
but we stopped playing it because you always win.
Yeah, but also
so it's not that fun for the other players anymore.
You're also pretty good at it.
I'm pretty good at it.
But most players we play it with don't stand a chance.
Nope.
Next up is a bigger game called Hegemonia. Because we played a full campaign of this and we played it 30 times as well. We have talked a lot about Hegemonia. We're very happy that we finished it.
Yes.
That was very much fun. We played like almost up to the end, and then I said, we will finish this, I promise you. And it took half a year, and we had to go to a cabin, rent a cabin to sit down and actually play it to be able to finish it.
Yes.
But it was
We
very
did
much
it.
fun. One of my favorites, campaign games. It has some very cool combat system, very cool story. It was other things to do than just like the Gloomhaven, go in and kill everything.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed my time with Hegemonia, which is the number 14 most played games of all time for the Programming Ramblings. Next up is another one.
Next up is another fast forward game, and this is Fortune.
Yes.
We played this 31 times, and it's the same vein as the fast forward Fear
Yeah.
game. It's just like a different concept.
Yes.
But that's also the reason it's here because the rounds are very short, and you play them. You're not done with after one play, but you play many times.
But I enjoyed both Fast Forward Fortune and
Yes,
Fast Forward Fear
I agree.
enough to play them through multiple times.
Yes,
which
it
is
was
a
a
good
third
thing.
one. It was Fortress. I didn't like that too much.
Fortress and then Flee.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Fortress we did play once, and Flee we just played like it was co-op, so
Yeah.
did not play that a lot. Next up is Code Names with 32 plays. I did not like Code Names before I played it with more than 4, because with 6 players, which is my favorite player count for Code Names, you actually have someone to discuss with, which makes the game way more fun. So for me, like, I don't really want to play Code Names with 4 players anymore. If you don't know Code Names, I think you will if you're watching this channel. But if you're not, welcome to the hobby. Code Names is one of the most popular word games and party games, team-based games ever made. One player is the clue giver and knows which cards, which has names on them, or words on them, things, words, names on them, and you're trying to give a one-word hint with a number, and they're always going to try to basically, what do you call it when you are?
Deduce.
No, you are
Guess.
no.
Figure out.
No, not at all. The word associate. That
Thank
was the
you.
word. Yes. Figure out what you're thinking. Associate that word
It's not wrong.
into other words. It's not one I pick up from the shelf a lot. We have the extra large version, which I actually enjoy more because it's easier, especially when you're 6 or 8 people, which is my favorite player count for code names.
Well, you also, like you said, it was one person, but it actually is one on each team. It's
Yes.
a team game.
And yes, I said team game.
And we have Codenames Duet as well. This was a surprise to me. I didn't
Yes.
think it was going to be this high. Next up is Frosthaven. We
Yes.
played this 34 times.
Yes.
And this is a game I know is going to climb. I hope it is.
Yes, me too,
Because I
yes.
really want to finish that campaign. So I'm looking forward to, we played 34 plays of it, but we have not completed 34 scenarios.
No.
Because a lot of them are pretty hard. So I'm looking forward to playing more.
Oh yeah, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. Gloomhaven was my favorite game for a long time, so I am very much excited to get back into it.
Yeah,
It
and
is-
if you don't know Frosthaven from before, it's a campaign game.
Yes.
And it's co-op and it's quite intricate because you have these cards that you combine with the upper and lower part of the card to
Yes.
make up what you can do on your turn. And it's very brain melting and very hard, but very, very fun.
Very fun, and more fun than the next game, which is also fun. It's called Red 7. We played that 35 times. We don't own it anymore. I think
We have it.
Oh, we
Yes,
still have it.
It barely survived the Keeper Kill.
Okay. It's a very interesting card game. I remember Rodney Smith was talking about this when it came out. Was the reason why I checked it out back then. And it is a game where you are playing cards, and there's like a rule card in the middle. But at the end of your turn, you always have to win according to that rule card, or you're out.
Yep.
So you're either playing like a new rule card or cards to the table, and if you can't do that, you're out of the round. Very easy, very straightforward, but a very unique game. I
Yeah.
would like to play it again.
Yeah, I really like it, and I'm glad we have kept it because every time I see it on the shelf, I'm just like, oh, I would love to play Red 7 again because it was really enjoyable and it's so simple. And the reason we kept this is basically it's hard to get a hold of again.
That is true.
Yes.
That is true. What is the next one?
Next up is Seven Wonders, also with 35 plays, the same as Red 7. And Seven Wonders is a game that we've played from the beginning.
Yes.
And it still gets to the table because of when it got a new edition.
Yes.
Yes, I remember now. But I still love to get it to the table.
Yeah,
though.
because I was going to ask you, do you think you'll ever play this again?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I think so because
Would you be sad if you didn't?
yeah, kind of
Okay.
actually because
Okay.
it's been with me for such a long time, and also when you're introducing new people to the hobby, I think that Seven Wonders is such like a natural thing to introduce to them
Okay.
to, not like the first thing because there's a lot of stuff going on,
Especially
a lot
the
of
science
symbols,
scoring,
yes. But it's a wonderful drafting game, and what I think is cool is that you can play it with up to 7 people, and it doesn't take a lot of time. You only have to interact with the
That's
person, your neighbors. So it's very simple to get to the table, even with a high player count.
Yeah, not your actual neighbors. It's not like you have to go and interact with your neighbors
Well, you could.
to
You
get
could.
better in the game. My number 8, which is basically the only one that's basically mine on this list.
Yes.
Because you have not played this.
I think I played it once.
Yes, and it's Android Netrunner,
Yeah.
which for a long time was my favorite. It was a living card game, and that was a very, very, very interesting game. You were playing a hacker trying to hack into another player's like a data theme, and it was a very interesting one. I still do I have it still, or did we?
I think you called it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I did last time.
Yeah, I think so.
I would have liked to play it more, but it's one of those games that there's so many of these living card games, of the trading card games. We have some Lorcana, we have a lot of Star Wars Unlimited, all of that, and we do play it very casually.
Yeah.
So we're never gonna, like, Android was the only game I kind of tried to play not casually, which means I attended one championship or tournament. I played one round, understood how horrible I was, and I quit. Because when I played Magic, I played a lot of competitions, but I only had fun when I knew everything.
You
that
have
was
to be
my
in it to win it.
that is true. I was not
basically.
in it enough, so that is why board games is more fun and casual. But Android Netrunner is 39 plays, very much enjoy it.
Next up is Hard to Get, and Hard to Get we got just a few years ago. We have played this 42 times.
Wow.
And it's basically a mix of Similo, which we talked about, and Codenames.
That's how it feels,
which we talked about, and this is the best one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you have all of these words on the table, one person know which word we're going to get, and the other players are trying to figure out. And you basically have a card where it says two words. Most of the times they're opposite, but they can also be silly.
Weird.
And
They can also be silly and not.
yes, and you have to try to figure out which word is most pasta or something.
Yeah, so very basically it's like square or circle.
Yes.
And like which of these two do you think associates with that word that you're going to?
And I think it speaks for itself that we've gotten in 42 plays just by owning it a few years.
Not
It's
only a few
really-
years, like less than 2 years.
Yeah, actually. So it's a great game. Recommend it.
Another one that we have owned even less is the next one with 45 plays. It's Flip 7, which is even a shorter game most of the
Yes.
time. If you're not playing with many players, it would be fun to check out the playtime of those two compared to each other. Flip 7 is a very silly push your luck game, but it just works. It's one of those I think it will be my go-to simple game for a very, very long time. It is just a super duper straightforward. It's the only game where I don't teach the rules before we start playing. I just deal a card and say, do you want another one? There is 12 12s, 11 11s, 10 10s. You don't want the same one. Boom, oh, you're out. Haha, you lose. And then we play on and somebody wins and we laugh a lot. And it's one that is just always fun. And Hard to Get, I was going to say, I need a little break from now.
Yes.
Because we played it so much. But with Flip 7 is just, it's even less. Flip 7 is just like the perfect breakdown game. Like
yeah.
end of the night.
End of the night, you don't want to spend like a long time teaching rules,
Yes.
learning rules. You don't want to have a game overstaying its welcome because you're all tired and just want to go home.
Yes,
Just like,
but you have to play a game
Yes.
first because that is the rule.
because games.
Everybody wants to go home, but they can't.
Next up is a game. This is a newest game.
Yes, the very newest game.
Almost like the last thing we
Almost-
got. No.
No.
The Fellowship of the Ring, the trick-taking game.
Yes.
We played this 54 times, and we played it a lot recently.
And we haven't finished the thing.
No.
We have
so
played
this is
14
gonna
chapters
also
of the
climb
18.
on the list.
Yes.
Um,
I don't know if I will go back because if we're going to play with somebody else now, we would have to start from the beginning
we
again.
can play just the two of us now.
Yes, we could.
Yeah.
I wonder when we'll have time to do that.
We've started this multiple times with
Yes.
different people, but the two people in South Africa, which we've gone to visit now, just now, we
Yes.
played through. How many chapters did we finish with them?
14.
14.
Yes.
So the majority of plays are from us playing with them.
That is true. Number 4 has been quite a few years since we played, and it is Time Stories with 57 plays. You played everything except for the first 2 with us, right?
Yes.
And then you played the first
Sad
one.
face.
You played the first one, kind of, but you
Yeah.
didn't enjoy it because I was there. I knew what was going to happen.
Yep.
And the second one you never played.
Nope.
But other than that, you played it all. Time Stories was a game of ups and downs. It's always going to be one of my favorite experiences of all time. I I hope something will come in the same way and do something even more better. But Time Stories, when it was at its best, Time Stories is one of the most fantastic storytelling vehicles in a board game ever.
Yes.
When it was at its worst, it was very bad.
Yes.
Like when you had to do things, like 10 of those places probably
Yeah.
bad luck.
Yeah.
But all in all, I don't want to say anything about it. Like if you enjoy it's up and down, but I recommend playing all of them in order. It's basically like if you are playing or you're reading a book series of 8 books, and you know beforehand that book 4 is not that good.
Yeah.
But you know you're going to read it because it's part of the story.
Yep.
And I would recommend playing every single Time Stories. There's 10 of them in a row. It's fantastic.
Not back to back.
No.
No, take some breaks.
Yes.
Yes, please.
We have 3 more games to go.
Yeah.
The 3 games we have played more than any other game. What can it be? We know because it's on our list. So what is number 3?
Number 3 is Dominion with 68 plays.
Yes.
And a lot of these plays are just you. Well, not solo, but without me.
Yeah, but I would guess you have played it maybe 40
Yeah,
times.
I've played it a lot
I think I
too.
played it more than this because I played it before I started logging as well.
Dominion is the deck building game. It's like
The OG deck building
OG.
game, not the now anymore. It's for me.
well, yeah, not the best.
No.
But like when you're saying name a deck builder, I think Dominion is gonna be like very often that people respond
Yes.
to that. But I still think it's fun. I think maybe I'll try to cull it when we had it for
Yes.
Keep or Cull.
Never gonna happen. Haha.
Yeah, I figured.
Number 2 is Gloomhaven with 94 plays, jumping up a bit. We played 42 plays of Gloomhaven. You weren't in all of those when it came out. And then I played it, I think, 1 time or maybe 2. And then we played it 42 more times. And there's a couple of expansion plays in here as well. So Gloomhaven we actually finished. Still one of my favorite experiences in a game ever. Love most everything about it. Basically everything I didn't like Frosthaven has just made better. So I'm excited to go back and play that. Again, it's a campaign game. It's very much like Frosthaven. The scenarios were kind of not that much of a diversity of what you were doing in the scenarios. But all in all, a very, very good game. There is a second edition coming now, which hopefully has made a few changes. But all in all, I would go for Frosthaven, basically. If you don't think you're going to play the game system 200 times.
Yeah, that's true. Number 1 is Lost Cities.
Yes.
And this has been played almost 100 times. I almost want to play it 3 times just to have it at 100.
Because now it's at
97.
Yes.
I have actually played it more because I played the app.
Dun, dun, dun.
And not like a lot,
No.
but quite a few times. And
Around 4.
it's just like very like plain fun, really.
What is this game about?
Very simple. It's a card game. It's a push your luck kind of
Yeah.
game. And you are investing with your cards in the different colors, but you have to start with the highest or lowest. I can't remember.
The lowest.
The lowest
Yes.
number. And if you play, for example, a 3, you can't play the 1 and 2 anymore.
That's true.
So you have always been, oh, should I start that color? Because if you don't go over the value of 20, you will lose points on
Yes.
that color instead. So you're always trying to trick your opponent into trying they can have a color to themselves or trying to wait as long as possible to see if those good cards come up. Or just like doing whatever and see what happens.
And this is one we always played best out of 3 because
Yeah.
it's such a quick one.
Yes.
And one that we really, really enjoyed. One of the first games, actually the first game that we ever bought together, we bought this, Innovation, and Blood Bowl Team Manager, the
yeah.
card game. Those are the first games that we bought in 2012 in London, actually. And that's the only one we still have. Lost Cities.
Lost Cities, yes.
And that's the top 20 games that we have played. The top 20 games we played of all time. What is your most played games of all time? Will be fun to see. Hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, is there something they can do?
Yes, you can subscribe to the channel. It's a button down there. It's
Yes.
fun and it's free and makes us happy like this.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.